Well, I don't know what the 9's problem was. Hey, what? I mean, he got into me bigger than shit. Tell that little f***ing proxy he wants to set me off. I'll see him after the race. Stick that finger straight up his ass.
I don't know who's sticking fingers in asses nowadays, but apparently Clint
intense.
is. He didn't know what to say at first.
Yeah,
like his first sentence, he was like just confused, angry, and like had other stuff going on.
Well, he says a little bit later, he's like, Brett, what did I do wrong? He's like, you didn't do anything wrong. And so he was confused about why it happened.
Yeah, you could tell he was a little dazed and confused.
But then he sees that finger come out the window and he's like, tell that little punk, I'll see him after the race.
And he was talking about the 9.
Yeah.
Talking about Chase.
I wish he had showed up in Victory Lane.
He said, hey, can I see your finger?
Can I borrow your finger?
We'll borrow that for a minute.
See that number 1 finger? That one's which finger's going in your ass? Because it's happening.
Well, he should be doing the 2 because it was 2. It's like,
oh, yeah.
2, 3. Woo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
2 wins.
Yeah.
Clint should mail him one of those like big foam fingers as a joke.
This is gonna go somewhere. This foam finger.
Yeah, you decide where. Yeah,
super absorbent.
No, that was Monster was crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's a monster of a weekend.
It
was a monster mash. It was a hell of a bash.
Yeah, there were fans last week that they said, "Oh, how come Kim and Chuck? I'm not Ryan. You're Ryan.
You were morning. Kim and Ryan.
Kim and Ryan didn't pick up on your reference.
They said something else too.
You had a song reference.
I did.
Yeah, and it was one of those things.
Stricker picked up on it.
Yeah,
my boy.
I picked up on it. I just didn't say anything.
Oh, well, okay. I'm sure. Yeah.
Because I wanted the fans to figure it out.
Oh, yeah.
It's like an Easter egg.
Right.
Hide an Easter egg.
Right.
We hide Easter eggs in the show
all the time. And some people catch them and some people don't. And then some people think we're like wrong. Like they'll call you out like, you said this, that's wrong. Well, sometimes we're doing it on purpose as a joke.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. What? I can't remember what I said last week.
It was a song lyric.
Yeah. Well, I didn't sing it. I said it.
No, you said it.
You said it.
You
can't sing it.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was.
Living on a Prayer, maybe?
Oh, yeah. I said.
Yeah.
Johnny used to work on docks.
Yeah.
Union's been on strike, and
Yeah.
he was kind of down on his luck.
Yeah.
It's tough, man.
It's great.
It's so tough. Yeah. And I got no reaction at all.
Deadpan.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's what happens sometimes.
Yeah. I'll just
I'll
just shut up from now on.
How you feeling this morning, though?
I'm still a little drunk. To be honest with you. Bubba's 25th birthday was last night. Kim was there.
I was there. It was a good time.
Bob, you were there. And so it was 90s themed. So everyone dressed up as 90s attire. And I was very surprised everybody.
Yeah.
Besides Daniel Suarez.
Suarez did not dress up. And
he wore a collared shirt, though. He dressed nice.
It's funny because Amanda had gotten these fanny packs, which I'm sure will or utility bags. I've been trying to bring the fanny pack back for 2 years. It's finally catching on.
Is one of these?
Yes,
it's nice.
HBD Bubba.
It's way different if you wear it on the
Amanda.
shoulder.
It's a satchel.
But you didn't see Suarez was wearing one, and then when he decided to leave, like we were watching because we were all outside, and you could see through the patio doors. He gets to the front door. He looks down. He unbuckles it and just throws he's like, I'm done with this.
Done with this shit.
They were souvenirs, though.
They were souvenirs. They're great.
Maybe they don't. Maybe he didn't ever go to dress up parties growing up. I don't know.
Theme parties are the thing.
Are they a thing outside of the U.S.? Are we the only assholes that?
No, it's a college thing. Like in college, there's
college,
90s nights. So they do I think when I was in college, the 70s and 80s were big. Because you always
back then,
you go back to
way back then.
No, but it's like you go back to the generation and the decade before you were really around.
Yeah.
So.
Apparently the 90s are back because when I went looking for something to wear, there was stuff all over the mall that was 90s-esque.
Well, everything is 90s now. Like the high-waisted pants, it's all stuff that's
we're going back
before. Yeah.
You mentioned college. Did you ever play beer pong in college?
Oh, yes. I want to talk about
all
this.
the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
all the time. When
you play beer pong, it's called beer pong for a reason. Why is it called beer pong?
Because you put beer in the cups and you throw the ping pong ball in the cup and then you drink the hairy beer water.
Yeah.
Yeah, which if you think about it is disgusting.
But it's part of it.
Right.
And then if you're losing,
but that's why you're
drinking more.
That's why you have a cup of hot water next to the
and
that you
roll
dunk
the ball
and clean the ball off.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's so clean.
that water's so clean.
Yeah, you're dunking it in dirty water and then putting it back.
But the beer in the cups makes it an incentive because you don't want to lose. Well, apparently there's this phenomenon. Kids nowadays, these kids play with water. And legal-aged kids. Like
Yeah.
they're over 21 and
Yeah.
they're playing with water.
Yeah.
That started probably about 10 years ago or so.
Why?
Because of the whole somebody made the jokes like, oh, you might get herpes if
Somebody
you drink
did
the
say
beer
that.
water.
I'm not gonna say who said it last night, but they're like, you don't want to get all that nastiness. And I was like,
Hey.
what is the point of this game?
You made it through college.
I made
doing
it
that.
just fine.
I made it through just fine drinking.
I'm sure you've
dirty
played
I
your
did
share
too.
of beer
Yeah.
pong, and you made it just fine.
I made it through college well. And, yeah, everyone was playing with water last night, which I get it. It's fine. I mean, and we were outside,
Takes a
too.
little bit of the fun out of it, though.
A little bit. There was a very competitive edge
Yes,
going
there
on
was.
last night.
Well, you know what you should do though is just have a shot glass there. No, we're talking about binge drinking. Can we talk about that? Like,
Yeah.
This isn't binge drinking.
No, but because your whole thing is like you have to drink the beer
Yeah.
that's in there.
Yeah.
You should have something you're doing as you're losing.
It's like if you lose the cup, pour into a little shot glass a little shot of beer, and that's what you drink.
Yeah.
Because that's about the.
I mean, I was not aware of this water pong phenomenon,
Yeah.
and so when I looked in, I was like, "Holy crap! Is this
Getting
are
messages
these-
on
is
my
this
phone.
vodka?"
Oh, man.
'Cause I was so
that would
confused.
That would've
would
been-
up the stakes.
I was confused. I didn't know people played with water anymore nowadays.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but, I mean, yeah, there has to be a consequence to losing.
Yeah.
But
I had many
What happened?
Things, I had many things in my fanny pack, and
Was your
the
fanny
phone
pack
was in there.
buzzing?
It was buzzing, and it was like
Just
jiggling,
buzzing your nipple.
jiggling my boob, and I was like, I'm going to take that out. I've got a few other things.
What else you got in
Reach
there?
into your fanny
I've got
pack.
a note.
Ah.
to,
We'll let Ryan do the honors.
You can read
Okay.
that. I have some gum if you need any gum.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, dainty nice. People still chew that?
Apparently.
Who's
I'm
this
actually
from?
going to take
Speaking
this
of
off
the
because it
90s?
feels a little
Okay.
svetty. But,
Oh, okay.
happy birthday, Bubba.
yeah.
HBD, Bubba.
Ryan, Kim, and Chuck, thank you for the weekly entertainment on Glass Case of Emotion. I hope you all enjoy this box. Looks like a Y. As a token of my gratitude, I'm
This one is a
glad.
male prostitute.
I'm glad you all don't suck. Keep up the great work. Thank you again, Laura.
Yeah, Laura.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank
It's
you,
a nice
Laura.
little handwritten
Yeah,
note.
That's fantastic.
Normally we get tweets, but it's nice to get a handwritten note.
Yeah, no one sends notes nowadays.
Yeah.
It's
I
nice.
am a big handwritten note person. I like receiving them. I like giving them. I like when I pay the lawn person, send him my check. I actually write like a handwritten note.
Thank you.
Like, thank you for mowing my lawn. It really makes
For
my
all
day
of
to
the
come
hard
home
work.
to a freshly cut yard.
I'm sure he really appreciates that.
Yeah.
It's the little things that matter.
Like,
But
bitch should have just given me the damn money. That's all I wanted.
You
He's
get
like-
more flies with honey than vinegar.
it's like,
Yeah.
I don't. Do you? Never heard that expression before.
Wait,
That's
what'd you
new.
say? You get
Catch more
more,
flies with honey.
but you kill them with vinegar.
You do kill them
Exactly.
with vinegar.
And I want them dead.
Dead.
Get a little vinegar water.
Well, you apple cider vinegar into a couple drops of dish soap.
Yeah, yeah. I've done that before. A little fruit fly
There's some
trap.
there's some
Yeah.
smart ones though in the pack that
Mm-hmm.
don't fall for it.
It's evolution.
Yeah.
They're learning.
They're learning. They're becoming self-aware.
But then they breed in your house and then you have a legion of smart flies that will not die
Yeah.
in the vinegar.
I've seen a uprising of stink bugs recently here.
Ooh.
Have
Are
you
they
guys
like
noticed
organized
that?
stink bugs?
Yeah, they're like plotting.
Okay.
I see them around. They're in my house sometimes. Like, I think they crawl into the vents or something.
Ooh.
It's not good.
What do? Do you squish them?
No, you can't squish them. You just
Do
get
they
a
Yeah, it
smell?
stinks.
you just get a
Yeah,
paper
you
towel
gotta-
and grab them and throw them away outside. Yeah, you can't squish them. That's like setting off a stink bomb.
Okay.
Your beer rant reminded me of
Oh,
something,
okay.
and Stink Bomb also reminded me of it too.
Beer and Stink.
Yeah, beer and stink because it's this place. It was a cool place. We went to this new pour place. It's one of those.
Yeah,
self-pour.
I went there last week.
Yeah. All
Oh.
right. What did you think?
Wait.
So let's explain the place.
Okay,
You
I
haven't
haven't
been, right?
been.
Okay, so it just opened up like
Yeah.
a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
They were still like painting shit when I was in there, and
You went to the soft opening.
soft opening, and so they have all these. I mean, tons of different beer selections from like ciders to IPAs, heavier stuff, light stuff. I mean, there's probably like 100 options in there,
Yeah.
maybe. And so they give you a card, and you scan it, and it measures the amount of ounces that you're pouring yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of the night, you just give your card back and you pay the bill.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Pretty neat.
Yeah.
And the thing that I noticed at the end is when you're closing out your tab, they have the option to tip.
Mm.
And
Wait,
my
that
thought process was like,
Are you tipping yourself?
I'm pouring the beer. I'm like getting a fresh glass. Like I'm doing all of the work.
Yeah.
Why are you even putting an option for me to tip on here? Like I'm not getting them. Are you giving me money back? Am I tipping myself?
Yeah.
Is this 20% going back on my card?
Yeah, I don't
That
get
is very
that.
strange.
I mean, there is the fast pass thing. Like if you just drop your card off and leave, they go ahead
Yeah.
and do a service charge,
I-
which I get that.
Sure.
But I took.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really weird.
It's like my hate for the melting pot. I hate the melting pot. You ever been to the melting pot?
Joey and I were just talking about the melting pot
I
last night because
hate
Landon
it.
went there last night.
Yeah, I hate it so much. It's so expensive. It's not any food, and you make it yourself, and it's just terrible. It's a genius idea
I guess.
for the owners of melting pot.
I'm not a
Do you
fan.
tip? Do you tip when you order food for pickup?
Yeah. Well, if I watch the girl or guy that's preparing the to-go order and they put in like sides of things and silverware and they package it up really nicely, yes, I do. But if it's like I order a smoothie to go and the girl literally just cashes me out and
Yeah.
gets it from the kitchen, not
But
maybe
then
like a buck.
Who are you tipping
Usually I
at?
at least
You
tip
tip in
like
the
a
kitchen?
$1. I don't know who I'm tipping.
Yeah.
But if it's like they don't do anything, I'll tip $1.
Yeah.
But then if they're doing like a lot of work, or if it's like for multiple people, like it's a to-go order for like
Yeah.
8 people,
Mm.
I think it should kind of tip.
Yeah,
That's weird though. Can you do
pour.
like? Is there a minimum? Can you do like a 1 ounce pour to like try
you
it?
can.
Good.
Yeah.
They charge by the ounce.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that.
So you could do a little bit if you want to try something. It's a pretty neat concept.
Yeah.
But yeah, the tipping thing for self-service is weird.
Why don't you tip at fast food?
You do. You can.
There's some
think
places
you
that don't
can.
let you tip.
Like McDonald's or a Hardee's or a Chick-fil-A. Do you tip at Chick-fil-A?
No, I don't think they have the option to tip at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
But I've been to some fast food joints like you can. It's weird. I don't know. Maybe not. They have more. The fast food joints are more of the donations to causes.
Right.
Which
you know?
I think sometimes that starts as tip because I worked at a restaurant in high school, and the floor staff, it's like you would order and then order at like the service counter and then sit down, and then people did bring your food out and they did clean up after you. So they would leave us stuff on the table. Not everybody, but some people would. But because of the nature of the restaurant, like you had to train to do all the like cashier and train, so people would want to work the floor more because of tips, and so they just after a while said, "You guys can't claim the tips for yourself. We're donating them." And I kind of had a problem with that.
So are you going to pay me them?
Yeah.
Yeah. That I would have made?
Yeah.
No? Okay.
It's-
It was an interesting question, then, like the whole...
You should ask next time you go. You should be like, "I poured my own beer, so do you get if I tip $2?
Yeah.
Do I get that as cash back?"
You should.
Dare you?
Sorry.
It'd be hilarious. Like I would look at you like you had two heads.
Yeah.
I'm noticing I'm playing with my mood ring. They had mood rings there last night.
What mood
I
are you in?
got one, but I left it.
I
at
don't
home.
know. It's like a teal. I don't know. It's weird.
We
What are
grabbed
mood
the
ring
little card.
colors?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
I
but
think
I'm
Perry's
just
on the
I'm
mood ring.
noticing I'm playing it with both hands. My left fingers are fatter than my right. That's kind of weird. Like,
Usually it's is your dominant hand your right hand?
Yeah.
Because usually your dominant hand's fatter than your.
yeah, because it's stronger, right?
Yeah.
So, but no,
So what color? What color did you say it is?
I don't really know. There's a lot of colors going on right now.
Is-
There's some
is-
bluey.
We have a heat
Green.
activated. You're either in a lovable, romantic, calm, or stressed mood.
You need you need the chart that came with the rings that we got last night though, because that's the opposite. Because I had it like turned purple on me last night. That says calm. The chart said sensual for purple.
So this says green, mixed emotions, blue, normal, blue, relaxed, blue, calm.
There's a lot of
Blue is
variants
just
of
everything.
Blue.
Cool is purple, lovable is yellow.
You should put your hot breath on it and see what it does.
Yeah.
Just put it in my pants for a little bit. Make it a cock rig.
Wait, that's in Spanish. That's not in English. I can't read that. Ooh, that's a
That's a lot.
Aggressive.
That is
Why are there all those businesses on there?
Emotional
I think
guide
it's
to businesses.
which businesses use which color
Oh,
to represent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
That's
that's not a
neat.
mood ring thing.
that's just
Oh.
a color thing.
Yeah.
So what's like the worst color to be for a brand?
I don't know. It depends on.
That's all like positive. There's no.
Yeah.
That's
Teal.
Interesting.
Color
Colors are weird.
emotion guide. Yeah.
I
Yep.
read once that red, you should never paint your kitchen or dining room red because red makes you hungry when you see it, and so you tend to eat more
Well,
if you see red.
if you're in a kitchen, then that's what you're in the kitchen for, is to
Yeah,
eat.
but if you're overeating,
Well, you know.
cause some
hey.
problems
Oh,
with your pants fitting.
sorry.
We had a red dining room growing up, and
Did ya?
yeah. And
That
now I've
explains
got
a
gut.
lot.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Thanks,
Oh.
Kim. Kim just called me fat.
What a,
I didn't.
what a, what
You
a
set it up.
terrible thing to say.
It's
No.
a set and a spike.
Yeah.
Spike.
Right in my
you,
face.
You let me assist you in that.
Do you guys want to talk about anything on our list today?
I mean,
We've talked about the beer pong and stuff
Yep.
and the self-serve and
Well, the self-serve could lead into this because Burroughs sent out an article about that algorithm that has written songs.
I call bullshit.
Huh?
I call bullshit. I get that an algorithm writes the songs, but songs, if you are paying attention to the lyrics, are very
Well,
usually like emotionally based, experience based.
that was
Some songs
depending
are just
on what.
good.
Yes,
Yeah.
depending on what. Like,
yeah.
there's
There's
a lot
some
of
song that is just.
that they just repeat the normal thing.
I mean, it could write songs for like a pop music.
Yeah, I was gonna say for like a
Yeah.
pop star for sure.
And if you listen to the lyrics of these songs, they don't actually make sense. Like they take a band's
There's a lot of songs
catalog,
that lyrics don't make sense.
but they take like a band's catalog. Like I listened to one that was The Strokes, and they took like all their lyrics and input it into a computer. Then they
And it
put
jumbles them
all,
up.
and it creates. If they kept writing into infinity, they would eventually produce this song. Is the algorithm? It sounds like a bag of ass
well, as it
Yeah.
should.
lyrically. Musically, it's like okay, that's
A pop song.
You're hitting
That's
the notes, yeah.
That's what pop songs are, though.
But like, could it evolve? Like,
Shit.
as the AI, as the artificial intelligence evolves.
Yeah, it's just gonna. I mean, you put words into a computer, and it's just gonna
But if a
Jumble
computer
them
then
together.
has emotion,
I think that AI is going to have a threshold.
Skynet.
yeah.
I think
that's what I'm
AI is going to have
Judgment
a
Day.
threshold, and they're not going to be
Well-
able to. Have you seen the movie Her?
saying. Just there.
And then the AIs like in cyberspace connect with each other.
Mhm. There is what's his name? I had it on here. But there's a guy that is predicting, Ray Kurzweil, that by 2029, artificial intelligence and human intelligence will be at that point where it is equal. So that's what, 10 years? 11 years?
That's
11
not that
years.
far
and they'll
away.
be writing songs that are emotionally driven. Like that was the whole point. Like they would have the
Interesting.
awareness to have emotion and to be able to put that thought into a song.
Next, they're gonna start putting that.
Next, they're going to make cyborgs where they're like making test tube babies though that have AI brains.
That will be 2045.
The Matrix.
When that
God.
happens. The singularity, when they then, like, the point comes. Because the
Yeah.
2029 thing was they'll be able to pass the Turing test. You know, the Alan Turing? The guy from
vaguely.
the what was the movie with
It's turning purple.
Benedict Cumberbatch, where he
Oh.
created the
The Art of
the Enigma
Imitation?
machine. The Enigma machine.
Yeah, the art of imitation. No, that was another
imitation game.
imitation game.
Yeah.
There, I was close.
He created a concept that if you have a human, then you have a computer and a human, the third human can figure out
Huh.
which one's a computer and which one's a human. But by 2029, the
You won't
computer
be
will be able to
tell.
fake out the human.
Huh. Next, they're gonna start putting that technology in the sex dolls that we talked about.
That's
last week. They're gonna have
Westworld,
emotions.
that
and
is
everything.
Westworld.
Like
Yeah.
that, self-aware sex dolls.
That's crazy.
Like that's going to be. And
That's
they're going to rise
horrifying.
up and subjugate us. It's gonna happen.
Horrifying.
Yeah, well, hey,
You
you're
like
just gonna
that
have a sex doll walking down the street. You're not gonna know it's a doll. She's
That,
a little
that
like a
is
person.
literally Westworld.
It's awful.
Yeah. So-
I watched this. You guys watch Black Mirror at all?
Yes.
I watched one of my favorite episodes. I watched again this weekend. Was where it was. I think it was the first season to where like you
The
can
eyes?
you record everything
Yeah.
that you see. Like that's nuts to me. That was crazy. What if you could do that? You can go back and see anything.
I figured out what was going to happen before the end of it.
Yeah, yeah.
I was so mad.
Yeah. So
I don't wanna give it
did
away.
Did you see
I
that
haven't
one?
seen it.
So there's an episode. It's like
It's like the second or third episode in the first season.
yeah, and so they have these chips in their heads to where they record everything that you see, and you can
Like
go play
everything.
back
Yeah.
anything you want. And so like you have all these images and details, and the guy ends up finding his wife's cheating on him or something. And he was like a lawyer, so
Yeah.
it was just pretty cool. But like that's crazy to me. And he ends up ripping the chip out because he can't stand it anymore.
Yeah.
That's one of the things they were talking about in this article is that you could get chips implanted in you that,
Oof.
like, okay, you're a voracious reader, Kim.
I am.
Would you like the opportunity to be able to download War and Peace straight to your mind?
No. I am very tactile. I like the art of like having a hard book, like
read,
not even
yeah.
like electronic, and I'm turning pages, and then I get to put the book on my shelf when I finish it.
Oh, such a I don't know the word for that. Such a millennial rebel
She's the
hippie.
rebel.
As a hippie.
You read books.
I read books.
I don't want
Or
them
like
in-
a big library in my house just of all of the books. I have like a good book collection, but I would like a home library.
There was a, what was it? What's that? I'm sucking at this
You
today.
are. Somebody told me one time, they're like, you read so much and you're wasting money on books. Why don't you just go to the library? And I'm like, well, if I have the means to buy a book, I'm supporting somebody else's art and career.
You're creating your own library.
Yeah, and you want to be like, 30
It's like
years from now, you want to have all those
It's
books.
not that it's like stealing, but if I can afford to buy books, even if they're at used prices,
You should keep 'em.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
Twilight Zone. That's what I was thinking of. Black Mirror before Black Mirror.
Oh, Black Mirror is
Twilight
the millennial Twilight Zone.
There was an episode where a guy like had all his books and he wanted to be left alone, and there was a nuclear holocaust and everybody died and he was left alone, but he stepped on his glasses so he couldn't read his books.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that is just the worst thing ever.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
I'm sure he could find some glasses.
But I guess he could use
It's
it
the end of
for
the world,
Kindle
yeah.
for fire.
Yeah.
His eyesight's that bad.
Oh,
I can't
Speaking
read
of
my
millennials,
books.
I'm
Yeah.
just going to like sit on this couch.
did you see that selfie deaths are on the rise?
I don't doubt
Selfie deaths.
Because
Deaths.
people are
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah, you got to do it for the gram.
They're dying because
Like taking selfies in front of bears and then the bear.
that's just
I don't
dumb.
know if that's actually happened.
I was about to say, is that a real live story? Like,
I'm sure somewhere that has happened, that somebody tried to take a selfie with a bear and the bear attacked.
well, it's a bear.
Yeah.
There's been things where like people though fall off cliffs and stuff. I just realized the price tag is still on the bottom of my shoe.
I did notice that.
Ghetto.
Good price. Good price
No,
for
they
those
were on
things.
sale.
Yeah, they're like your Wizard of Oz shoes.
Yeah. They were on sale.
She's like a magician.
Anyway,
But-
I don't doubt that people are. I can't get the rest.
They were. I hope they were on sale.
Yeah, the original price is very expensive, but I am a bargain shopper.
I would not pay that for those elven
Screw you.
clodhoppers over there.
I am a bargain shopper, so I would never pay that original
Goes
price.
to the bargain basement to get her
I
deals on
do.
her pink shoes.
So what are the Munchkins like nowadays? Are they
we
doing well?
welcome you
Tell me.
to. Oh, I can't sing, can I?
When the house fell on your sister.
Oh,
Sorry.
How was the
that's
funeral
so
for that?
sad.
The tornado house. Come on.
Yeah.
Tornado. I used to love the Wizard of Oz, though. You know how it scared some kids?
Yeah.
I actually liked it.
The listeners that are listening probably can't see these shoes, and I don't
Wait,
even know if
say that again?
The,
The
listeners
listeners
that
are
are
listening?
not the
Okay.
watchers that are watching. If you're watching,
They
you
are
can see this right here.
metallic,
The
Hey,
watchers
hot
who are
pink.
listening.
Loafers, but like not loafers.
like mules.
Sparkly.
Mule.
They are.
They're like
hot
they were
pink-
starting to make the front part of the loafer, and then they were like,
yeah,
"It."
I believe they call these mules.
They just
They're
ran out of material. They're like, oh, people buy them.
hot pink metallic mules.
They're a combination of loafers and slippers.
Yeah, they're very comfortable. That's all that matters.
Lippers.
Comfort.
It's the thing like gay Santa Claus would wear.
Well, you know what? I enjoy Santa Claus and I enjoy the gays, so that's perfect.
I do too.
Oh God. I want to play
This
on
Christmas
that.
is gonna be fabulous.
I love Christmas. Because at my house, my mom is like actually Santa Claus. She's Santa's helper. She's got a direct line to the North Pole. We used to tell my nephew that. Hopefully, he doesn't listen to the podcast. He's a little young anyway. So we're not sure if this is going to be the last year.
Do you remember where you were when you found out
Yes.
that Santa wasn't real?
Annie Kirshner ruined Santa Claus for me in second grade.
She
Way
listening.
to go, Annie.
She said that she opened a cupboard that she wasn't supposed to in her house, and there were packages, and this was weeks before Christmas, that were signed from Santa in her mom's handwriting. Annie Kirshner, I will never forgive you for that.
Well, that family planned well. Weeks before Christmas, they already had ready to go. That's cool.
I buy stuff way in advance, like birthday presents. Like Joey's birthday is in May, like the end of May. I 2 months ago got his birthday present for
The next
May.
one? Wow. I feel like I'd lose it or
No.
break it.
Christmas Eve, I do my shopping.
What?
Yeah.
Hey, I mean,
My mom
Get good
though-
deals.
I'm getting gift cards from Harris Teeter.
Oh.
Like, come on, it's like
My mom
nothing
does
says
like
I love you like
an
a gift
elaborate
card. Yeah.
Christmas. It's like a party for her. So she starts like, if she gets an idea for Christmas, because she'll pick a theme each year in like February, like she'll start collecting stuff for Christmas back in
A
February.
theme? You have a theme Christmas? Like 70s
Could
attire?
be. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
This year is 80s Christmas with
Yeah.
Frosty the Snowman fanny packs.
Last year it was superheroes. She's been doing it for
That's
a
pretty
long
cool.
time.
Yeah.
It's really fun. It's a surprise. We don't ever know until Christmas morning what the
Huh.
theme is.
Well, you know what's going to be Christmas morning for somebody coming up in November. It's at the bottom of your sheet down there.
Oh, yeah. It's,
Oh, the word of the week winner?
Yeah, the word of the week winner. Ryan, you want to?
Is it
Yeah.
already time?
it's now
No.
time to announce our championship getaway word of the week winner.
Yeah.
Thanks
Oh,
everyone
I
who
didn't know that we were
entered.
doing this.
Wait, you?
Yeah.
There was a whole- we've
That
been
we were
talking
announcing
about
it.
it
I
for a
didn't
long
know we
time.
were announcing it on air.
Oh.
though.
Well, I got a thing that says speaking of gifts.
You need like
winner announcement.
You need like
in the middle of the show.
like
I can put it
like
in
celebratory like
in post. I'll go like this. It's playing something now, some sort
Yeah.
of festive music.
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
horn things you blow on New Year's Eve.
I don't know what it's going to be because it's not on my
Okay.
computer yet. But there will be
Zazoos.
something
Yeah.
will be
Yeah.
playing as we announce
Yeah.
the winner.
Well, thanks for everyone who entered. Congratulations to Emma Borsma. Thank you for having a hard last name to read. And I probably mispronounced it, but you're getting a free trip to Miami. So
Woo.
Congratulations, Emma.
Woo, Emma.
We get to meet you too.
Yeah, you're going to hang out, go to Champion Week.
In Miami.
Miami.
Welcome
Yeah.
to Miami.
Good job.
So good job. Thanks for
Emma.
doing it.
Listening to the words that we say.
Thanks
out
for
of our
doing it
mouths.
because it's a lot easier to not do things.
Borsma.
Emma,
I'm
thanks for
Borsma.
being a good speller.
Hey.
Yeah. Yeah.
You spell words
If you
good.
misspelled it in your entry, does it not count?
I mean, I would assume not. I mean,
There's
we
no
didn't
way.
have
It'd
hard
be a wrong
words.
word. Yeah.
You know, we had like what?
edge. Maybe somebody
Edge?
said
Yeah.
EDJE.
Who was writing?
If you can't
Edge.
spell edge,
You don't deserve to win. I'm just saying though.
either you're too
there
young to be
was-
listening to this podcast
Yeah.
or
And if you're too young to be listening,
Not good.
sorry for ruining the whole Santa Claus
Maybe
thing.
they mistyped. Maybe they mistyped as they were entering it, and they didn't realize.
Yeah.
Like it was a typo, not a spelling error. Does,
I don't get typos.
Why
Like,
not?
People are like, oh, that's just a typo. I'm like, no, you could have spelled it right. If you word checked.
I misspelled Smith on a headline on NASCAR.com.
Yeah.
When Regan
Excuse
Smith.
me?
Regan Smith won. Sorry. Excuse me? I have to cough.
I had to cough in between.
Kim was
How did
raising
you
up her
smell
mic-
Smith? Like Smythe?
Simth.
Oh, is that a typo?
Yeah,
Did it
I
change
moved-
Smith
I,
to Sim?
I
Sim?
fat fingered it and just moved the I in front of the M or the
Smith?
Yeah.
Smith?
Actually, I think it was between the T and the H, and it went out on NASCAR.com.
So would you
Good job.
call that a typo?
yeah,
No, you just misspelled it.
You're
I don't
just
get
wrong.
Yeah,
it's,
you're
it's
just
quicker
wrong.
to say typo.
I get it, but
Yeah.
it's like you're making an excuse for doing something wrong.
I
You should
miss-
have checked it,
Well-
but it is a typo because he knows how to spell
Right.
Smith.
Right.
but he
I
just
think
didn't
that's
do
the-
it right.
Chuck failed
I
is what we're
misspelled
trying to
Chad
say.
Knaus one time in a lower third.
Well, that's a tough name
Yeah,
to spell.
didn't you say something like
Chad K. Anus.
K-anus?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
We caught that one before it.
That you
it
say
went
you
out,
forgot
yeah.
the N.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Wait.
I moved the N.
Okay, oh, you moved the N.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
He
like
moved
picture
that-
it in my head.
'Cause
He
it's
flopped the N and the A.
Knaus, yeah.
Yeah.
So it went to K. Anus.
K-anus.
Which luckily we had somebody proof the
Yeah.
lowers
Oh,
before it went
so
out.
good.
So
That's good.
Yeah.
I always like the BuzzFeed articles and stuff that were like the worst typo or errors
Yeah.
in headline history, and it's just ones that you're like where they didn't put a comma like in a headline that needed it, stuff like that. That's what
no
we should do
serial
one week.
comma
Is
in
fine.
there.
Yeah.
No Oxford comma.
Need your
Oxford
Oxford.
Comma is a great album.
Let's eat grandma
by the Vampire Weekend.
instead of let's eat grandma.
Let's eat grandma. Grandma got rid.
Which that's a band, by the way. Let's eat grandma with no comma.
Really?
Yeah. It's
Are
like
they a metal band?
No, they're actually sort
Would
of
you
like,
eat your grandma if it was necessary for survival?
How old is she?
She's old.
Has she run her
She's run her
Has
course.
she
Is there any
sacrificed
meat
herself?
left on her bones?
Has she
She's
done,
run
like,
her
the
course.
self-sacrifice
It's you
thing?
and grandma left after the
Do we have to
apocalypse
kill
you
Do I
were
have to kill
mentioning.
grandma, or does grandma kill herself?
I don't know.
That's a big one.
That is a big one.
That's
Like
a big one. Like if she, okay, let's just
You've
say,
stepped on your glasses. You can't read any of your books. You need food for survival, and grandma is the only thing.
like let's just say grandma, you and grandma are just there.
Yeah.
And the last people on earth. And she just dies.
In her sleep.
In her sleep. And you're sitting there, you're like, man, really hungry.
You haven't eaten in like 4 days.
Yeah. And this thing's fresh too.
Well, okay, so here is my rebuttal to that. I might just go ahead and just like
Off
end
yourself.
it myself because what, that's buying me a week, maybe. You know, how long can you live off of
You
a
don't
true.
know
cereal?
that. Like maybe you have to. You have to transverse like 200 miles by foot to get to.
Trans,
a
So
pla-
you have to transverse?
I don't know if that was the right word.
Traverse.
Traverse.
You got to transverse.
You got to transfer.
That was misspelling. That was a typo in my brain before it came.
So
you know
you're getting ready
there's-
for a big trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a you know
So
that
there
there's
is hope.
there
There's a
is
safe haven.
food.
Yeah.
There is like
Okay.
a huge whatever.
Because I mean, if it's the end of the world and it's just me and grandma, and there is no hope,
You
then-
know this 200
Just-
miles
just-
can get you
It's a long way.
Yeah.
to a place though where you'll live, for a while.
For a
but you
while.
need sustenance
To
to
get
get
there.
to.
Again, I go back to I'm not going to kill her, but if she's dead,
You're gonna eat grandma.
I might.
Bon appetit, man.
Fillet some little side meat and. Have
What's the
some
movie
Grandma
where they?
bacon.
What's the movie where they?
Some jerky.
You remember the Wendy's commercial? Where's the beef? It's on my haunch.
I don't remember that commercial.
I remember that one.
What was the movie though where they or like in the there was like a plane crash, I think. It was like icy. It was
Alive.
a true story, yes.
Yes.
And they ate
in the
they
Andes
ate-
Mountains. It was the soccer team, and they played. Was it Aaron Neville's Ave Maria at the end? His rendition of it. You know that.
What is that?
That's my Aaron Neville impression.
Oh, I know. It's like at the,
You say Neville,
yeah.
I just think of the Harry Potter character.
That's what I was thinking. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, he was a singer.
I was like, Neville.
Not Harry Potter,
Had a-
but he's got a hairy mole.
Ew.
Sorry.
But
Sorry,
they
Aaron Neville.
really ate some of their.
Yes, they did to stay alive.
To
The
stay
Donner
alive.
Party did it too. You know.
It's a
Dahmer.
little different.
No, what they ate their people. They got stranded in a pass,
Yeah.
and they had to survive, so they ate people. That's what happened with the plane crash.
You said Dahmer. Did Dahmer eat his
thought
victims?
Dahmer ate
Oh,
the
he
Donner,
ate.
the Donner Party.
I thought you said Dahmer. I
Like,
was like,
no,
We
no,
thought we
no.
had
Oh,
another brain typo,
yeah.
yeah,
like my
no.
transverse traverse.
Yeah, Alive was a good movie though.
It's been a while since
I haven't
I've
seen
it.
that one. I need
It's
to
like
watch it.
the plane crash scene. It's like you take
Plane
Lord
crash
of the,
down.
Yeah, but like the first. It's almost like Lord of the Rings, but real, and they actually ate Piggy instead of just dropping the rock.
You
on
mean
it
Lord of the Flies?
Lord of the- yeah,
not
Lord of the
Lord
Flies,
of the Rings.
I was about to say, are there hobbits?
was like-
and there's a ring.
I was like, does Frodo eat one of the other
Yes.
guys? What is
Yeah.
happening? There's
He
a lot
grills
of
up
there's
those
a lot of
feet,
brain
those
typos
giant-ass
today.
feet.
I was like, I don't remember Schmiegel ever
like,
eating people.
What? I mean, they had big feet, the meaty feet they could eat, like Lord of the Flies.
You want some of this toe jam?
Ew.
Blech.
That was funny.
Hobbit toe jam. It brings.
It's good. It's
They
good
should
for the
do a
holidays.
Lord of the Flies, Lord of the Rings hybrid. It's like an SNL sketch where I don't know what happens, but
The one thing that stood out from Lord of the Flies was Piggy to me.
he's like a central character.
Yeah, just that one scene, Piggy, and then
It's been a while since I've read that.
yeah.
It was like 8th grade, I think.
I watched the movie. Good movie.
Ooh, I don't know if I've seen
I think
that.
they showed
Yeah.
They showed us the movie in elementary school. I remember.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
You had to
But
read
I
it
don't
and then you
remember.
watched the movie.
Yeah.
Just because they needed his glasses. I'm going to take off my glasses so you guys don't kill me for my glasses. We've already talked about cannibalism.
Smash your
Yeah.
glasses.
No.
It's okay. I have pistachios. I don't need to
That's
eat you.
true. Yeah, you do.
The calf muscle. I'm sure calf muscle will be pretty good.
I don't know. Like,
I have big calves. You guys would probably eat me first.
you know how they always talk about like fattening people up before they eat them?
Yeah,
Like
that's,
in
you don't
Hansel and
want
Gretel?
the you don't want the fat
Yeah.
though. You
Why
want
would
the
you-
muscle.
yeah.
Like make them work out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
Just feeding them like really good food
Yeah.
and making them
Like
work out.
really,
Yeah.
like nutritious, good food, and then make them work
Yeah.
out like 6 days a week.
Yeah, like Hansel and Gretel, the witch was
changes
giving them candy. Like I don't know. That's
It's gonna
dumb.
make the meat taste terrible.
Yeah, it's gonna be super fatty stuff that you're eating.
It's like you're just going to be eating gristle
Yeah.
the whole time.
Blech. That is
Gross.
a good point.
I mean, now granted, you might need to like season a pan, so you might want one fat.
well,
kid,
you
but-
Well,
you'll still have
yeah.
enough fat. I mean, even if you're working out 6 days a week and you're not
Yeah.
being like a crazy bodybuilder, you still have probably 10%
Yeah.
body
So-
fat.
Well, she was gonna boil them, so maybe that would enhance. She was gonna
I
deep
don't
fry
know.
them.
Yeah.
Deep fry them kids.
Speaking of beef,
I was like, where are you going?
speaking of
with
beef, you met Kobe this weekend.
We had beef together.
Kobe
No.
beef.
Kobe.
Kobe
Oh, Kobe beef.
Yeah.
Ah. Yeah, I did. I met him in Vegas. We were out there for Body Armor, and he's a big investor, a big part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think he part owns a little bit of it, maybe. And yeah, he was super cool guy, and I got to talk to him for like 15 minutes, and
What did you learn?
I don't.
What did
I didn't
you-
learn
what
anything.
Did you talk about?
Just he just picked my brain for like 15 minutes. It was crazy. I knew he was just asking me about racing and stuff, and
Did it feel like a job interview?
yeah, a little bit. Like I was nervous. I knew all the answers to his questions, but I was afraid of screwing up the answers to his questions, so I was very nervous of like messing up. Yeah, it was crazy. But he was.
You got Mamba.
I got
I mean, if he's
Mamba.
part owner in a company, he might be doing a little recon to make sure like one of the brand
I stay
ambassadors
around.
is like,
yeah.
So
He said he'd come to Fontana next year.
when
Ooh.
you
That's what he said.
handed him your fire suit,
Mhm.
did he say to you, "You're welcome"?
No, he didn't. No. Here you go. I got a present for you. You're welcome.
Do you
Yeah,
think
thank you.
in the comfort of his own home where nobody sees he tries to try on the fire
There's
suit?
no. That dude's 6'6".
I know it's not going to fit,
There
but
ain't
maybe
no way.
there's he has a curiosity to see just
Maybe.
if he could get like one leg in the pant.
Maybe he could do the pants. I mean, they'd be like up to here on him. But
Like basketball shorts.
yeah, yeah.
Do you think he's secretly like in his 1,000 square foot bathroom? Because that's how I imagine the size of Kobe Bryant's bathroom being.
Maybe he'll just.
Trying on your fire suit.
Maybe he'll just cut it at the waist to where he can have like some short pants and then just like a short coat.
Yeah.
To where it's like, you know,
He looks
be okay.
fat guy.
I can't wait till we see like on TMZ like photos and videos of celebrities taking their children like trick or treating for Halloween, and one of his kids ends up in your fire.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I think he's got some daughters who
Yeah.
are, I think the older one's like 13 or something. She could fit
Perfect.
in it. Yeah. That'd be funny if we saw that. But yeah, no, it was super cool.
Now, do you consider him the GOAT or the GOAT Junior?
I don't know. People compare athletes all the time to previous stuff, and it's like you can't do that.
It's generational.
It's like they're all good.
There's a really good documentary that came out. It's Basketball: A Love Story, and it's like 20 hours long.
Wow.
But it's like one of those Ken Burns style where it's broken up into episodes, and they go into like all these different areas of basketball. And you know, to me, it's like you can't compare those. They were each individually awesome for their own.
Yeah.
And they
thing.
played. You have to think about the people that they played too.
Yeah.
Like you can be awesome if you're playing shitty other players. Like if the league is not at its height in general, where you have like a ton of good teams and good players.
Because I don't think you could ever say for NASCAR, this is the greatest driver of ever.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, no, you can't say that. You can't compare. You know, people compare like LeBron to Jordan. It's like, well, there was completely different eras, and they never even played each other. And it's like Jimmy Johnson and you know Dale Earnhardt. You know,
well, this is
not.
also the problem I have with the 200 win list,
Mm-hmm.
because it's all different generations, and not only that, like some of them were Cup Series wins. Like for Petty, all of his were Cup Series wins, and so they keep talking about Kyle Busch is what I think of him closing in on 200. I'm like, you can't really compare them.
What was the competition that Petty was running against?
The competition
in those
was not as
But
close
I don't
as
think
it
you
was
can make
as it
this
is now.
list and
I agree.
compare them.
I
You
think
can have a
you could.
list for like numerical purposes.
I think you could, because I think some of the races that if he's running Weaverville on a Wednesday and then going down to Darlington, like that's probably not where the schedule fell down. But he's running. They were running races during the week. There were multiple. Like how long was the schedule back then? So it'd almost be like running an Xfinity race if you look at the level of competition.
But almost you could say that that's harder because of how frequently they were racing. Like instead of getting breaks, you could make an argument either way. Or like to that point, okay, Kyle, Cup Series champion, racing in the Truck Series and whooping everybody's ass.
running a doubleheader weekend.
Yeah.
How taxing is that on you?
It's tough. I mean, it's hard to do. I mean, but I'm sure those guys would race 3 times a week. You know,
which I think is
back in the day,
harder
that's
possibly.
pretty neat, but
even if it's like easier tracks.
Yeah, I don't know. You can't.
I just can't. I
I'm
don't
not
think you
saying
can
the track.
compare it.
I'm not
Can't
saying the
compare.
tracks were easier.
I think the competition. I think a lot of more people are closer nowadays than ever. You know, it's not. You don't see anybody like completely dominating like back then. And it's the same as like as time goes on, and sports are around for longer and longer. You're gonna have better athletes, and as technology gets better. Have you seen videos of like NBA players when they first came out, like point guards?
Yeah.
It was bad just because no one knew the skill set, and it was a new game. And as time goes, and now you have like Russell Westbrook, who's a absolute damn monster. It's just you get better training. You realize what you need to do to be the best you can at it.
But
and I think it's the same with racing.
One of my problems though with that win list is it's like we're looking at some guys that are just Cup Series winner, like they just are getting all of their wins in the Cup Series column, and then you like compare it to guys that are counting Truck Series wins and Xfinity and Cup. I don't know. That's why.
It's hard to compare.
It's hard to compare. I don't think
it's
you
fun
can.
to discuss.
Can't compare generations.
It's fun to discuss. It's because you'll never come to an actual like this is the definitive answer.
Yeah, no, you're never gonna.
That's why
have
sports
that.
talk radio is still a thing.
It's like gonna forever be a thing too.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a thing.
Just keep putting out stats.
Well, you talk about like folks getting training at a young age and like getting in and all that. Remember, I sent this link the other day about the mom that got arrested.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah, for
allowing her 10-year-old son to get tattooed.
and not just tattooed by a 16-year-old.
16.
My problem I told you guys with the story was not necessarily the 10-year-old getting the tattoo. I mean, that's questionable. It was the fact that it was a 16-year-old giving the tattoo. And did you read the article about how the 16-year-old was giving tattoos like at his house without gloves, like some weird,
Yeah, there's some
not hygienic things.
Yeah. I was reading it and I was like, I'm on the fence. Like, if a 10-year-old gets a tattoo, is that really a bad thing?
I don't know.
I don't think it's illegal.
I mean, I don't think you should
Is it illegal?
I don't think you should be arrested for it.
Right. Well, now practicing illegal tattooing in your house without hitting the proper health codes.
Yeah, that's illegal.
That's illegal.
That is illegal.
But yeah, there's no like. Is there? Do you
There's
have to
no,
be
like,
18 to be?
there's-
You have to be
there's
18
no,
to get tattooed or give tattoos.
You have to have a parent consent. If you're not 18, well,
But I think that's at like what?
is there an
16?
age?
16
Oh,
or something
16.
maybe.
I don't know. I didn't look into the legality.
I'm not sure.
I guess like what is she being arrested for? Like child endangerment?
Delinquency of a minor, contributing to delinquency of a minor. And,
Well, that's a little bit hypocritical. Well, not hypocritical. That's
subjective.
judgmental and subjective because
It's her kid.
who says tattoos are delinquent?
Well, that's what the laws in this country state that you have
Tattoos nowadays are a lot more acceptable than they used to be. So I think they need to re-look at that
to be.
law.
What state was that in? That was in Ohio. Ohio.
Good old Ohio.
I was
Represent.
I was given a list of the legal, like depending on the state, what the legalities of a tattoo.
Like I'm kind of offended that a tattoo of a minor is considered like promoting delinquency.
So in North Carolina, you
As
have
I
to.
have mine.
you
My
have to
tattoos
be-
are covered today.
You have to be 18 for body modifications,
Okay.
except piercings.
Okay.
Minors cannot be tattooed, even with a
French consent.
bleh.
So you can't get a 10-year-old tattooed, but you can take your
But-
1-year-old
but-
and get ears
And
pierced.
poke a hole. Yeah,
Poke a hole in their ear.
But in Ohio,
Yeah.
none specified.
What? No, what's non-specified about what?
Parent or legal guardian must sign both consent and appear in person at the business at the time of the procedure. So I think where they got him was that it might not have been a legal tattoo parlor.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they filmed it. Like, that's the...
Put it on the internet.
They put it on the internet.
That's stupid.
So, right there.
That'll
Number
get
one.
you.
Don't
put
be
stuff-
stupid and put shit
Don't
on the
do it for the
internet.
gram, selfie people. You won't get attacked by
I wonder
bears.
how many
What do they
people
get
have
a
gotten
tattoo of?
arrested
For
because
illegal
of
tattooing?
of stupid stuff they've videoed and put on the internet.
I feel like
A
that's...
lot.
Sure, a
What
lot.
were you saying?
I said, what was the tattoo of?
I don't know.
Rugrats?
Oh,
Oh, man. I don't think
What?
they said.
that
Oh.
Dora the Explorer.
Was it Dora?
I don't know.
No.
Mom charged after son gets a tattoo.
Yeah.
She looks like a respectable woman.
She looks like she's crying.
She's like, I didn't know.
Yeah, there's a... Yeah.
Well, that's okay.
Anyway.
The mom doesn't look necessarily old enough to have a 10-year-old, but
What's old enough to have a 10-year-old?
I don't know. Technically, like 20.
That means she'd had a kid at 10.
It's possible.
I don't think that
It
checks
all
out.
depends on that.
It does.
It does with biology. and
It does
when
with biology.
things start...
I don't know. Basically, I don't want to know. To be honest with you, we're not getting into the
Remember,
the chicken
chicken
egg
every-
talks. We're not going to talk about any of that.
None of that.
I haven't eaten yet. I really would like some food.
I had some eggs for breakfast this morning.
I did too. They were delicious.
I'm not gonna lie. I
You
have.
should go to Holler and Dash. Have you been there yet? Right up the road?
No.
Oh, the chicken, egg, and cheese biscuit there.
Yeah.
It's delightful.
Do they serve it at lunch?
Mhm.
Lunchtime?
Yeah.
I might try the food truck outside if it's still there. Hopefully, it's still there.
Yeah, I think it is.
How long is it there?
They're there till like 1 or 2. 2.
Hopefully
you're
two.
saying 2 because it's not 2 yet. It is 1. That's why you're saying that.
We're recording on a Wednesday. This will be out later today.
Hopefully 2.
Yeah, 2. I think it's 2. It's 2. I just
Okay.
gotta.
You're just trying to make you feel
Yeah.
better about it.
It's always.
You're gonna run away from me as soon as this podcast is over because I'm gonna go out and be pissed that the thing's not there.
I'm gone. Yeah. What else do we have? Moose poop.
Moose poop.
Oh,
Everybody
oh,
wants us to talk
There's
about
the
this.
Banky thing.
Banksy.
I said
You-
Banky.
Typo.
Look, that was a brain typo.
I feel
I
like I
apologize.
should apologize because I started this brain fart thing with
Yeah.
the transverse traverse, and then you've just
We should
taken
just,
it.
like, do a whole
It's just snowballed, mainly from
gibberish-
you, but
gibberish podcast with
What is-
Brian Till over here.
What is Banksy?
Banksy is
The
an
artist?
Oh,
You know
okay.
the girl holding a balloon painting?
It? The clown?
No. This guy. He's a.
he's like a street artist and famous basically because of the stuff he does in New York City. But a
Yeah.
lot of people
There's like a guy.
aren't convinced it's actually one person. There's a lot of theories behind him.
Yeah.
But the
So-
self-destructing, I'm convinced Sotheby's was in on it.
1.4 million.
Holy
this was sold for.
shnikes.
And he basically a couple years ago created a frame in case it ever got sold with a paper shredder in it.
So immediately as they struck the gavel on the 1.4 million, it goes.
I saw.
And it starts shredding.
Okay, yeah, I did see a video of that.
Yeah.
Dude, that's nuts.
So
he did that on purpose.
Yeah.
He's very anti-establishment and
he does like they're more experiences.
Yeah.
Right. So that went for 1.4 million.
they said it actually could increase the value
That's
of it,
what
which is crazy. But Sotheby's is like, we didn't have anything to do with it. But the auctioneer's reaction was a little bit coy. Another thing, it was on the wall, and when they have these auctions, they usually put it on a pedestal in the middle of like the stage, and it was the last thing in the lot.
Not everyone had an idea that it was going on, because you see the people.
Well, yeah,
right
the
here,
people that
they're
are just
Whoa.
aghast.
maybe like one person knew.
Did he get the money, or did they?
I
was
think
sold,
they still
right?
got the money,
I mean-
and I think that makes it more valuable.
Because it was the
his whole
reaction.
thing is about like culture and experience and the actual art. So.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I did see a video. I didn't know what it was. I just was
Do you
scrolling
think
through
Banksy
Instagram.
is one person?
I think it started as one person.
You think it's multiple people?
I think it might have gone into like a collective of people.
We should start being Banksy artists. We can
should.
sell easy paintings
Just
for
do
millions of
street art.
dollars. Just fling.
I'm gonna
'Cause a
start.
lot
We
of it
probably
paint.
won't come to be famous until after we die.
We got to do a big thing.
Oh, is Banksy dead?
Basquiat.
Well, you could cut your ear
The people
off.
that find like Basquiat postcards, just like random places in New York City that are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. You know who Basquiat is? That's okay.
Not very big artists.
Never mind.
I know some artists.
You would recognize
I know
his stuff.
Van Gogh.
You would recognize his stuff. There's like
Vincent
one
Van Gogh.
dinosaur with like a crown. You would probably recognize that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's
yeah,
Basquiat.
yeah. Okay.
But he was a New York street artist. But he would do like little works on like postcards and all sorts of things, and kind of leave them around the city. And then people would find. Now you find one of those, it's worth 6 figures.
Let's go hunting.
Let's go.
That's what
find
people
him.
do. Like Banksy stuff will show up in a city, and then he's doing an exhibit. But like over,
I don't think it's one guy.
That's like it's a group.
It's a
it's
group.
probably his painting, but then he has people install
Yeah.
them. Because
I
like a
think
lot of
so.
them will be like stencils, where like you come up
And
with a concept and you
haven't
cut it
there
out and
been
you just-
situations where like one pops up in one city and literally the next day, a couple of those instances?
They do have this thing called air travel, where you can get to.
You can sit on a plane.
Do you have to blur that?
You
And
can
fly.
Because we're bleeped out on YouTube.
You son of a bitch.
Do you have to blur that?
I don't know.
Really?
Why did you ask that question?
It was from the side. I don't know that you could tell.
Yeah.
Should I just do one straight to the camera? No, I won't make your
I'm
job
gonna
hard.
have to go back and look and see if I got to do a blur. I'm just gonna blur out all of him.
Do it. Blur out for the whole episode.
For the whole episode,
Yeah.
and you just hear my voice.
And actually
No,
distort her
actually,
voice to where.
I kind of like this shirt though, and I talked about my shoes, and they wouldn't be able to see that.
Well, tough shit.
I really don't care.
No, made
Give
in
a shit.
Spain.
It's like,
Ooh, they
don't
are. They're
flip off the
Spanish.
camera, Kim.
They're Spanish shoes. They're zapatos.
I'm doing this so I know at what point in the show I need to figure out where to flip off the camera. If you're listening, I'm just holding up
I
a
hope
middle
we're on
finger
a
to the
3-shot.
camera. We are on a 3-shot, and I'm looking at it over there, and I can easily crop myself out.
Just blur both of you, and I'll just be here.
You'll just be there.
Don't even blur. Just put
It could be
big
the-
black boxes where you guys are.
It could be the Blurry Blaney show.
Yeah, like, hey, I'm here with 2 new guests. I don't know who they are.
Blur 1 and blur 2.
They're in the witness protection program.
Make the voices, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Do like a filter on it.
well, I was here.
That's like one of the episodes from a couple of weeks ago where I somehow screwed up the audio.
People were pissed about
They
that.
were, but
Wait,
it-
what happened?
there was something with the phasing of the audio and
Oh.
all that, but it sounded fine on the exports. Everything sounded fine.
You didn't check it after?
No, we did.
Oh.
Like everything sounded fine. It was just when the upload happened.
But I'm saying like after you didn't like log on
Well,
and check?
I did, and then we like it would sound fine in certain places, but the processing it's
Oh.
because we replaced the file after we figured out the initial issue, and I think some of the renditions didn't always pan out to people. So if you were affected by that burp, I apologize for the crude nature of this show. I mean, really, Ryan.
There was a little
burp.
bit of
If a burp
that-
offends
there was
somebody,
there was a little bit of liquid that
I would
came
be
up with that
shocked.
Have you
Did it burn? Was it
one.
like acidic? That's
there
the
was
worst.
a little. I might have almost vomited there.
have you had your post game since the party last night?
My post game.
Your post game debrief? Your press conference where you sit in the room and
You poop.
Oh.
have you taken a shit
No.
after you drank a shit ton?
Just say that, okay?
Trying to be coy, damn it.
No, I haven't had the beer shits yet.
That
I'm
might
looking
be-
forward to it,
I was
though.
going to say that's where that burp came from.
Right. It's just it was sitting on top of. It tasted like it.
It's going one way or the other.
It tasted like a little
What
bit
did
of
you
poop.
eat last night?
Well,
there was
the-
90s food, by
there
the way.
was-
Teddy Grahams.
There was Teddy Grahams with the
Dunkaroos,
icing.
With a
and
Dunkaroo icing.
sprinkle in
The
there.
Teddy Grahams?
And there was so in my fanny pack there was
Squeeze-Its.
Squeeze-Its. There was remember those little Kool-Aid you can crack the
like
top
the-
off of. In my fanny bag I had snacks for everybody. It was there was Gushers, Airheads.
Yeah.
Um,
They had Kraft
Pop
macaroni
Rocks?
and
You went
cheese.
full Jordan Taylor?
yes.
Yeah.
I didn't have the spray though.
Yeah.
That
I
was-
ran
that
into
was
him
the
at
way.
Charlotte and got some candy out of his pouch.
I was supposed to see him. He had a shirt for me. He
Yeah.
had a
Well, he had
Oh, yeah.
originally talked about coming in early to be on the show, but I
Yeah.
guess that didn't work out.
Scheduling didn't. I talked to him about coming on the show. He wants to.
I'd love to have him on the show.
That would be fantastic. When is he in Charlotte next?
We don't know.
Jordan, when
We'll
are
ask
you
him.
in Charlotte
The
next?
other thing we could try and do is
call in. It's
call
not as
in.
fun.
Yeah, no, it's not. But
I mean, it's fun, but for
There's-
that kind of guest, it would be more fun to have him in person.
their season ends this weekend.
At Petit Le Mans.
Petit Le Mans.
Yeah, it's the small version.
It's a small version of Le Mans.
It's the Petit Le Mans.
And
Okay.
it's outside of Atlanta.
I don't want to spend money on big Le Mans, so we do it
The-
petite.
We go
It's
to
like a
road
little
it.
lemon that you.
Oh, you know what else was there last night? That I just remembered was remember the baby bottles, and you take it off,
candy, yeah.
and then
Oh yeah,
there was
the
like a
candy
powder.
and,
oh,
and,
so good.
Fun Dip.
Yeah,
Fun Dip was fantastic. Bagel Bites.
bagel bites.
I'm gonna
yeah.
call him out on this.
What was wrong?
Only because we've had him on the show. Daniel Hemrick threw down some bagel bites.
Oh, I love bagel bites. Yeah,
He kept going in for another
yeah,
and another.
He
And
was
he's like,
rolling.
"This is my last one," and then it would be like 5 bagel bites later.
yeah. Shout
Yeah.
out Daniel Hamburg, new Cup Series driver.
Hey.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Friend of the pod.
Friend of the.
I kind of feel like his presence on the podcast got him that ride.
I think so.
I mean, yeah, it clearly had nothing to do with his on-track
Good awareness.
It
Got
was
out there.
all
It
because
was
of
all-
us.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything.
credit for that.
Yeah, on-track performance doesn't even matter nowadays. It's all the
Yeah.
stuff you do off track.
It's all podcasts these
Yeah.
days.
I hope he wins soon, so because his back flip is like his signature.
Yeah.
Which used
He's
to do
gonna win.
like.
I have him marked to win the Xfinity Championship.
Yeah.
I think he can do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna put some money on him. It's all ball bearings nowadays, you know.
That- like,
Come on, guys.
yeah.
Nice.
It's all ball bearings nowadays.
that's-
You know what movie is that from?
No.
No. Okay.
Dodgeball?
No,
I don't know.
it's from Fletch.
Oh, I love Fletch.
No.
He's 6'1", 6'5" with the afro.
I don't know that I'm good at quoting Fletch though.
Oh, I love that movie. Is so great. And then Fletch Lives was like a letdown.
Well,
the only
I
good
saw
scene is the
Fletch
biker
Lives.
scene.
That was after he'd kicked the habit, I think. That was like,
Was it?
I think so.
Huh.
No,
Doesn't he
booger,
accidentally
yeah.
do coke in the first one?
accidentally.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
It's just
He's
powdered
like
sugar.
on the beach.
It was
Yeah.
it was fun
Oh,
dip.
yeah.
It was fun dip. You know,
That was
the-
fun.
the-
Yeah, it was the.
The
tear 'em
pixie
open.
sticks.
Pixie sticks. Yeah, we had pixie sticks there last night.
Wait, but you remember fun dip though?
Oh yeah.
It was like the three.
yeah.
We had fun dip there last
Lick-a-made.
night.
Okay,
I
that's-
was always
okay.
confused because
With
the
the
little
3
sticks said
pouches?
Lick-a-made on them, which they used to call it Lick-a-made like way back in the day. My dad used to get them, and he said they were called Lick-a-made. Somehow it transitioned to Fun Dip.
Lick-a-made.
Lick-a-made.
I think Arnold.
But if you look at the little white sticks,
I have a feeling I know why they switched it from Lick-a-Made.
because
I had something really funny I was gonna say, but I don't want to say. I'll
Yeah.
tell you after the show.
Okay, all right, we're gonna write that down.
But it was fun.
Fun Dip, yeah. I used to like
makes
Fun Dip
makes your
back in
mouth.
the day. I was
different
never a
colors.
fan of the one that changed colors.
Yeah.
I liked the traditional.
You know what that just proved when I asked that question? That I wasn't paying attention fully when you were talking earlier. Because you said fun dip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did say Fun
He's
Dip.
not paying. He doesn't care what you say.
Yeah.
I was like, I realized that like as I was
for
asking it, I was
nothing.
like,
He's just like
I said that.
you remember fun dip?
earlier.
Yeah, we talked about it 5 minutes
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
Oh.
every time Kim, he's just like, yeah.
Hey, you
Also,
know what?
Talking again.
disposable cameras. They had those. That was
Yes.
a good touch.
Yes,
as
we
well.
took a lot of
Some
photos
wind.
on those.
When's the last time you heard the wind of a disposable camera?
And there was
at a
no
wedding, at a wedding.
Like you couldn't do that back in the days. You take secret photos nowadays, like
Oh.
snap a pic. You can't do that now. You can't like go.
yeah.
I will
Or
say
you couldn't do that back then.
I didn't really see anybody
could.
last night with their cell phones
Just do
out,
let up.
No, no, it's
which
pretty
I
good.
found very refreshing.
Because there weren't
you-
cell phones in the 90s.
Well, I mean, late '90s you had like the
The
You got a
Nokia.
bag
Nokia
phone.
with like the little.
What 90s was it though? Like, was it all of the 90s?
Yeah, it was like the
Remember,
whole
it was
Part of that's
99.
gonna
They
be
came out with that little
anachronistic.
tiny Nokia that
with
looked
a
just like a
snake
rectangle.
that
Yeah.
you could play Snake on.
Yeah.
I was disappointed that nobody showed up as Ace Ventura because I feel like that's like a quintessential 90s and an easy costume.
Yeah.
I was shocked.
There weren't really characters
There weren't really
there.
characters outside of like no, there weren't actually any characters.
No one really dressed up as like anybody.
It was more just like
I got a new starter jacket from the Hornets for their 30th anniversary. It's that old school. The 90s reminded me of this. It just
Yeah.
says Charlotte. It's like that satin teal look.
Yeah.
why do I feel like I can't hear you in my ears?
I don't know.
Oh, there, that's better.
Maybe I was a little far away from
Maybe
the.
you were. I feel like I was hearing you in
How
the
about
room,
now?
but not in my
Yeah.
ear.
I heard that too. There's a little bit of an echo.
I don't know.
Yeah.
People will probably complain about it.
Probably.
Who knows?
Complain about everything.
sucks.
Jeez.
Talladega this weekend.
I was gonna make another joke about Banksy. He was like, "Do you guys remember this Banksy thing?" Because we talked about it 5 minutes ago. But anyway, that was the big one.
Talladega.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
Talladega.
Talladega.
Doing the big one Friday night.
They're doing it again.
Part of my enhanced weekend.
Oh,
I have to do
going
it.
in early?
Yeah.
You have to do it.
I like the enhanced
Unfortunately.
weekends.
It's like, oh shucks.
Yeah.
I've got to go watch people make a fool of themselves.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
It's always fun. I enjoy the enhanced weekends. The more of those, the merrier.
Yeah.
I think because there's usually less practice, which I think makes for better racing.
So since there's the new rules package coming up next year for the restrictor plate track,
I don't know why we're
practices.
talking about this, but go ahead.
Well, I was going to say this. Do people send it in more because you're not going to use that car again?
Oh, that's a good point. I thought you were going to like get into the 2019.
No.
But I'm like,
No.
I'm so sick of people
No.
talking about this because we still have 3 months left of 2018.
What do you mean you're not going to use it again?
Like that car again.
I mean,
Yeah, you might.
They might just redo the setup.
You might.
Okay.
Um,
Just thinking somebody might just send it in.
oh, I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that will happen.
Yeah.
That might not be the reason
Regardless.
that happens.
yeah. I'll tell you one guy who's going to be having a good time in Talladega. So Chase Elliott.
Yeah?
Already in the next round.
That finger.
Oh, yeah. He's just
Yeah,
going to
he's
be like,
sitting pretty.
I did
Yeah.
2, so you didn't have to
Yeah,
blur
yeah,
it.
he's going to have
We
that
didn't really
finger
talk about
somewhere.
him winning.
Well, yeah,
People are probably going to be like,
congratulations,
you guys
Chase
didn't
Elliott.
even talk about Chase Elliott winning
Yeah.
Dover.
Shout out. Big fan of the
To
pod.
make all of
He's
the
already
9
won.
fans happy.
He's already won this year.
Yeah.
He's,
Big fan of the pod.
yeah.
Avid listener. But
He probably won again because he was on the pod.
Recently?
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's all of our doing
It's
for all
we-
of these
look,
people's
look,
success.
Anytime anybody wins, when Ryan won, it was because of us.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly, it was
Yeah.
nothing he did on the
It was
track.
over the edge.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He went over the edge and won.
that's all the time we have at Channel 9 News tonight.
Yeah,
And
just going to play the song and
Oh,
write
is
us
it
out.
playing?
stay classy.
It is playing. You know,
San Diego.
you're
Pretend
going to have
playing
fun there and
in
Talladega.
Talladega.
Yeah, be fun. You guys going?
I
No.
will be there.
I'll be at a reenactment.
Where?
The important things. I get it.
yeah,
I get it.
yeah, I'm
Way
up in
more
Virginia.
important.
Yeah.
Up in
Virginia.
Yeah, Virginia, outside of Washington.
Oh yeah, I believe it's roughly translates to a whale's
I mean, yeah.
vagina.
Virginia.
We're going to Bristow Station, so it'll be
Ah,
fun.
what's the history up there? What are you reenacting?
Civil War.
So do you
The entire
do you like
Civil
to
War
say
in like one weekend.
the whole?
God.
Wow, that's
yeah, it's a lot of stuff.
Fast
Do you
forward.
like do everything really fast and talk really fast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like we're doing at the end of the show is the got to fit it all in the last minute and
Right.
30 seconds of this rap song that
right.
we're playing.
The rap song.
Yeah.
It's
not
a rap song.
Not a rap song.
Oh.
The song.
The rap.
while we are rapping.
It's a rapping song.
Yeah, it
It's
is
a
a rapping.
W
Well, that doesn't really
rap
help.
song.
Yeah.
Christmas presents.
Right.
Yeah, it's all about wrapping Christmas presents.
Right.
Because I'm wearing elf
Yeah.
shoes.
Right.
Bring it full circle.
I picked up these corduroy pants the other
Those are
day.
pretty nifty.
They're really nice.
I almost bought a pair of corduroys.
Well, we can just hear you coming wherever you go. You hear that
If I get running, I might spontaneously combust. I don't know.
friction's a son of a bitch.
Create a fire.
Yeah.
Keeps me warm.
A fire between your legs.
You probably don't have a lot of thigh rub though.
Not a lot.
Yeah.
No. I'm not very big in that area, so my thighs don't really rub together too much.
Mine do.
Mine just sad. Like, mine do.
I hate getting
Chuck
golden.
wants Ryan's thigh gap.